In our last lecture, we have discussed elaborately Rousseau's comments on Hobbes' theory of sovereignty and in particularly Leviathan. So, to find out that very truth of Rousseau's critical analysis of Hobbes' sovereignty, we must go through Hobbes' explanation and exposition relating to human nature, law of nature, and the state of nature. So, we would have to discuss Hobbes' conception of human nature to substantiate how far Hobbes was right in his creation of Leviathan or this legal sovereign to find out the truth, the very explanation of Hobbes' human nature, where Hobbes explains himself that man is the matter as well as is the artificer of that artificial man, the state. Man's activities never breaks as soon as one objective is fulfilled. Next one starts. It is man's liking or disliking that makes a thing good or bad. Good and bad are not only subjective, but they are private. That is, that the things we call good are the things which attract us. Man has only two original and primitive feelings, and they are desire and aversion. And there is no difference between man and man. In his own words, Hobbes expressed that nature hath made man so equal in the faculties of body and mind as that though there be found one man sometimes manifestly stronger in body or of weaker mind than another, yet when all is reckoned together, the difference between man and man is not so considerable as that one man can thereupon claim to himself any benefit to which another may not pretend, as well he. And as to the faculties of the mind, I find yet a greater equality among men than that of strength. So, from the equality of ability arises equality of hope in the attainment of our ends. And therefore, if any two men desire the same thing, nevertheless they can both enjoy. They become enemies, and in the way to the attainment of their end, endeavor to destroy or subdue one another. Men have no pleasure in keeping company where there is no power able to overshadow them all. For every man looks that his companions should value him. In the nature of man, three principal causes of cruel. He found competition, diffidence, and glory. The first makes man invade for gain, the second for safety, and the third for reputation. The first uses of violence is to make themselves masters of other men's persons, wives, children, and cattle. The second, to defend them. The third, for trifles, as a word, a smile, a different opinion, and any other signs of undervalue, either direct in their person or by reflection in their kindred, their friends, their nations, their profession, or their name. So man is endowed with a faculty of reason by which he acquires the knowledge of consequences and dependence, one fact upon another. So this is how Rousseau portrays the very concept of human nature in his masterpiece work, the Leviathan. So in that context also Rousseau explained about his state of nature, where Hobbes holds that originally man lived in a state of nature, in which the benefits of government were not available. The actions of men were controlled by individual egoism and self-preservation. He argues that man mutually and physically are equal so far the physical strength is concerned. Even the weakest possess strength to kill the strongest either by slaying him secretly or by allowing himself with others for the purpose of killing him. Hobbes finds even greater natural equality in mental faculties. In his opinion, prudence is neither of time and experience that can be acquired by everybody. So Hobbes further says that the state of nature was solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. Again, Hobbes says when there was no sovereign to rule over men, they lived in a condition which is called war, and such a war as if of every man against every man. In such condition, there is no place for industry because the fruit thereof is uncertain, and consequently no culture of the earth, no navigation, no use of commodities that may be imported by sea, no commodities buildings, no instrument of moving and removing such things as require much force, no knowledge of the face of the earth, no account of time, no ads, no letters, no society, and which is worst of all, continual fear and danger of violent death. It was a state in which everything was just, in which the motions of right and wrong, justice and injustice had no place, and in which force and fraud were the two cardinal virtues. Kill whom you can and take what you can was the slogan as it was coined by Hobbes in his Leviathan. So, in a word, it was a state of which the governing law was the law of the sword. Man did not want peace, but his fear of others, his anxiety to retain what he already had, and his never ending desire for acquiring more All that led him to continuous conflict with his neighbors. Only the consideration of his private interest could best be served by cooperation with his friends. Yet he was helpless. But later men found that peace is certainly more useful than war. Fear of violence that brought man's passion into line with his reasons. The only way to achieve this truth was to check man's passion, and passion could be checked by force. So, Professor W.T. Jones, in his Master of Political Science, put it in the following words: if we want to appeal to the passions, we must speak to them in their own language, in the language of fear and self interest. If we wish to put an end to the strife and competition which result from diffidence and selfish desire, we must appeal to diffidence and selfish desire themselves, not to reason, good sense, kindliness, benevolence, but unreal human motive as it was presented by Professor W.T. Jones in his Master of Political Science about Hobbes' state of nature and about his explanation of human nature. So, from Hobbes' theory of state of nature or the natural state, we could derive certain characteristics such as there is no distinction of right and wrong, as we found in Hobbes' theory of state of nature or natural state. So also, there is no distinction of just and unjust. There is no common power over man. There is no such thing as private property. There is only one thing, that is force and fraud. Kill whom you can, take what you can, is the main slogan in the natural states. That's why Hobbes, in his own word, explains the very conditions of state of nature as solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. So, after analyzing Hobbes' own views and those comments of Professor W.T. Jones, we found that Hobbes' idea of state of nature and human nature is itself very poor, and it lacks prudence. So, we have completed laws relating to human nature and state of nature as presented by Hobbes in his Leviathan, and the very conclusion that we made regarding Hobbes' own observation and the analysis of his views of human nature and state of nature.